Hi everyone, Ryan O'Connor with ÓConçhobhair Productions and the Quiet Corner Sci-Fi and Comic Experience. We are here at the beautiful Inn at Woodstock Hill, title sponsor for our show. And you know, a place like this, I'm dressed as Doctor Who, and the most intergalactic of travelers always needs a place to hang their fez. So we're going to talk with Doug Woodward about this beautiful facility and just why people love to come out to Woodstock and see this amazing Inn at Woodstock Hill. I got my sonic screwdriver. Let's go upstairs and talk with Doug. All right, we're now joined by Doug Woodward, the curator of the inn. What's your official title, Doug?
Owner and operator.
Owner and operator. And how long have you been the owner and operator of the inn?
It'll be 4 years, July 6th.
That's exciting. That's exciting. What got you involved with the inn originally?
I started here as a dishwasher in 2000.
Wow.
So I was all the way at the bottom and now all the way at the top.
So for people who say there's no progress, you can't move up in a business, you're proof that you can.
Every time that I hire a high school kid, I always tell them, like, I was you 25 years ago and now here I am. So anything's possible.
Why is the inn so amazing? What keeps bringing people back to the Inn at Woodstock Hill?
I think part of it is the history. It's like taking a step back into time. And then I would say the main thing is our service. Our staff makes it feel like you're coming home. Like you're visiting your grandmother, you're visiting your parents from college or whatever. Our service is just, it's top notch. Every single business, every single thing out there that has staff always says their staff is the best, but ours happens to be top notch. So you feel when you come back, and we get a lot of repeat customers, that you're visiting your friends again, but you're also staying in a room. I think that's what sets us apart from just about everybody else.
Now, obviously, inn versus hotel. The inn is a little bit more intimate. You're able to give the people that one-on-one feel that they have. We have amazing rooms behind us. Let's walk into room 203 here, perfect, so people can see what they're getting into. And this place it's right out of time, like you said. It's absolutely beautiful. It's comfortable. And what is it about these rooms that has you keeping it a four-poster bed or keeping it such elegance?
Keeps it unique. It follows with the flow of the building was built in 1816. The cottage was built in 1925. Every single room is different, and I think it's the appeal of it's again taking a step back into time. So you can literally come here 21 times and have 21 different experiences because every single room is different, and you just don't find. I tell people all the time, like, they don't make them like this anymore. You don't find buildings like this. It's different. It's not a cookie cutter Hilton or Marriott. Not that there's anything wrong with those, but it's not gray walls, marble floor. They have character. Every single room has character. People
are coming to rest their head, to lay their fez down, like we talked about downstairs. And it's a very comfortable environment. The color of the walls, like you said, it's not your regular white walls that you get at a hotel. You're staying in, I don't even know what color green this is, but it's like a very Easter type feel to it. It's very, very comfortable. You wake up in the morning and the windows around here bringing so much sunlight into the bedroom here. You mentioned 1816 is when the inn was first built as a house.
Yep.
If I did my research correctly, people from the Woodstock area know Henry Bowen and the Pink House up the road from us here. But this property was also affiliated with the Bowen family, wasn't it?
Correct. He built it for his children. What we were told was that he built it for his children. So I think he wanted to get him out of the house. So,
how did it go from residential to an inn? Probably plenty of steps in the middle there.
Yeah, there is. And I'm not 1,000%, but it's something like 1971 or 72. The family donated to UConn because UConn had just taken over another property similar. UConn had it for a year and said no thanks and gave it back to the family. And then in 1983, I believe it was Mrs. Richardson, took it over, but didn't turn it into an inn. It was like they had started, but didn't quite. And then in 1987, the Woodstock Inn Associates group that I'm now part of took it over. These rooms on the second floor were all done. That run above the restaurant wasn't done. So they finished that in 88 and turned those into rooms. And now it is what it is. So it's been since 1987, essentially.
Perfect.
What it is now.
Let's go walk into one of the other rooms so we can show our viewers just what they can expect when they come to stay here while at the Quiet Corner Sci-Fi and Comic Experience. That's right. You heard me right. You can actually get to stay here during the Quiet Corner and Sci-Fi and Comic Experience, April 26th and 27th, in a beautiful room just like this that we have here. One of how many rooms, Doug?
21.
21 rooms here at the Inn at Woodstock Hill. Just absolutely beautiful. You have the nice metal frame bed here. Just so comfortable. Look at the artwork that's up. Is that artwork that you brought in, or was that already here when you took over?
It was all here.
That was all here. So what keeps bringing people back to the inn?
I still go back to the level of service. It's like visiting your family. The perfect example is we have a family that's come every single year, I think since the year that we opened. They own a lake house on Lake Alexander, and some of them stay there, but the bulk of them stay here. And literally, so 37 years, they've been coming here and they stay here, and they go to lake house for the day, and then they have a dinner here, and they go back, and they come back and forth. And you don't achieve that without having we have incredibly good employees. They don't, you're not just a guest, it's, you're their friend. And a lot of places, I feel like hotels, with the hustle and bustle of just being really busy, you're like, okay, yeah, no, you're him, and you just forget to the personal point. And I think we excel at that.
You're not a number at the inn at the Woodstock Hill.
Correct. It also helps that we are the only place around here that's this large. The Comfort Inn and Suites is probably the closest thing to this area. But again, they don't have the character and the personality that we do. So you have to want this, right? You have to want wallpaper and carpet and quirky, you can hear the floor creak here. You can, if I sneeze loud enough or yell loud enough, you can hear it in another room sometimes, there's, you have to want this. It's definitely a niche.
But that gives you that home feel.
100%.
100%. So how can someone go about registering to book a room for a night or 2 nights or the weekend, like the weekend of April 26th and 27th?
You have 2 options. You can either call us directly at 860-928-0528, or you can book right online. The advantage to going online is you can actually look at every single room. There's pictures of every single room. So if you're like, I hate pink, then you would know not to go in 209. If you love teal or whatever we want to call this color, you could book 204 or 203. Those are the 2 easiest ways. You could email us as well and book that way. But those are the 3 ways. Super simple. Or you can walk right in and book that way too.
Perfect. And we're obviously in another one of the rooms here. Absolutely beautiful space that they have here. So beautiful that you've actually caught the attention of Hollywood, haven't you?
Yes. So the Hallmark shot One Royal Holiday in July of 2020. And they just wrote an article, I can't think of who it was, but I did an interview a couple weeks ago. And I literally told the general, I was like, I wasn't here at that point. Rich was still here. But I can remember driving by. I don't know if you guys remember driving by, but they had fake snow everywhere in July. And it was like 85 degrees and the humidity was like 400%. So it was crazy to see. But we had just come out of COVID, and international travel still wasn't a thing, I believe. And it was 50% outside dining. So when they came in and made the proposal to Rich, he was like, dude, this isn't real. And then he gave him a proposal back, and they took it. And without that, I don't think we'd be having this conversation right here. They essentially saved the inn.
That's great to hear.
So it was, yeah.
That's great to hear.
And we still get guests. I would say, not as much now, but I would say at least probably once a month, once every 2 months, specifically because of the movie.
Because they saw the movie. That's great.
Which is, I guess they call them hallmarkers. I had never heard of it. Didn't know that term until we took over, but yeah, it works.
Well, we're gonna pen a phrase here for the people who come to the Quiet Corner. We're gonna call them the Quiet Cornerers.
Yeah, I like it.
Maybe not, because that might be a little bit more morbid. But you know what? Our viewers come up with something that sounds good, like hallmarkers. That sounds good. Maybe the one I came up with, not so much. Well, Doug, thank you very much for giving us this quick tour. We're going to walk around, take a look at a few more rooms, and I hope you guys stay with us. Come here, see it for yourself. The Inn at Woodstock Hill, just about maybe 1.5 miles from the fairgrounds. It's a hop, skip, and a jump.
If you really wanted to.
You could. In April, hopefully we're getting good weather in April, unlike this January weather in March. And so the Inn at Woodstock Hill. What's that web address again?
WoodstockHill.com.
WoodstockHill.com. You call the number. Give us that number one more time.
860-928-0528.
Perfect. Or just come see Doug right here, right at the Inn at Woodstock Hill. We'll have more videos for you coming up